Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, Valentine's Day edition, a subsidiary of the Anomalous podcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the past 10 months, today is the 10-month anniversary, actually. For the last 10 months, because the daily stream streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, and of course, hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next hour and 40-ish minutes. But before we begin standard Q&A, let me begin with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Dr. Optimist, not Dr. Optimist, like optimistic, Dr. Optimus, as in Optimus Prime. Dr. Optimus, congratulations on being today's most punctual member of the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, Dr. Vincent, Chester Factory, Nikki Knackle, Amber, 369 Destroyer, Philip November, Researcher Last, Drift Spawn, Drowsy, Dr. Frogman, Redfail Hawk. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Cyrus the Weirdo, Christina Casas, V. Wayne Todd, Gojira, and Dio. Congratulations on being punctual, and thank you for being here, just for being you today. Now, I should also warn you, today's stream is sponsored. Today's stream is sponsored by Site 42. That's right, we are sponsoring ourselves because we recently released the SCP Foundation Reservoir Docs t-shirt. The Reservoir Docs t-shirt contains Doctors Alto Clef, Kane Pathos Crow, Theron Sherman, Jeremiah Sumerian, Benjamin Kondraki, and William Wallace Weddle in a soft and comfy television shirt. That is what the T stands for, right? So if you'd like this, you can go to the link that is pinned in our chat, or that is in the description if you're watching the VOD. Thank you for supporting Site 42, as well as the SCP artists we commissioned for these designs, and the SCP store that handles the merchandising for us. Now, before we continue to today's stream subject and the general Q&A, allow me a moment to be somber. It is my unfortunate duty as Site Director to announce that head Dr. Patricia from Medical has sadly passed away. Now, Many of you may or may not have visited Head Medical Officer Patricia many times, as medical issues are a daily fact of life here at the Foundation. But what wasn't a daily fact of life was Head Medical Officer Patricia. Unlike the rest of us, she lived to a ripe old age, a luxury many of us don't get. Unlike many of us, she got to die on her own terms peacefully, which many of us in the Foundation do not get. And unlike many of us, she never let this job jade and cynicize her the way the rest of us were. She was as kind and as warm a woman as she was when she got here until the end. And so, first of all, we are looking into who will be the next head medical officer. The transition should be soon. But if you stop by medical today, give a head nod, give some aid to those in medical who are grieving today. When the world loses someone who is so bright, so kind to everyone, just a happy joy to be around, it's up to us to be that light. The world may have dimmed, but we can brighten it ourselves in her stead. So, it's a holiday after all. Oh, Puppy of Interest 42, are you here? Because we're talking about a sad subject, and we could use a little joy. Is that what we need? We need a puppy for these sad times? So this is Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie. Charlie without an E and a heart over the I. She is the sweetest puppy. She is doing well. We have still not figured out if she is anomalous or not. Testing continues. Good girl. Good girl, good girl. And now my allergy pill plus a sanitation wipe might stop my allergies from killing me for that. But it's a risk we take. So, as I was saying, it is, in fact, a holiday. Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day after Friday the 13th, which certainly has some interesting vibes when put together. But of course, what more appropriate holiday is there than the SCP Foundation for a 1-2 punch of Friday the 13th and Valentine's Day? Am I right? This very much seems like the way the SCP Foundation would have it. Now, a reminder, just because it's Valentine's Day does not excuse anybody from attempting to fraternize with the anomalies. Valentine's Day is to be between staff members. No fraternizing with the anomalies. This is not your chance to go on a date with 953. This is not your chance to try and shag a mallow, which still wouldn't work because it's incorporeal. You can't even touch it. It is not your opportunity to kiss a plague doctor, as if it touched your flesh, you would literally perish. Its touch is lethal. You would die. People are so ridiculous. But that doesn't mean there is no love in the Foundation. So, let's talk about love in the SCP Foundation. Now, before we take the easy way out and visit the Holiday Hub to see what the actual Valentine's Day anomalies are, I wanted to share for you a couple of my favorite anomalies revolving around the subject of love. So, first and foremost, I bring to the table SCP-3080, codename The Power of Love. Aptly enough, it's the power of love. The power of love is, let me just put it like this. Description: SCP-3080 was a designation for several anomalous phenomena surrounding the romantic relationship between Doctors Catherine and Simon Redacted, designated SCP-3080-1 and -2, respectively. They were formerly Foundation-employed researchers who declared a consensual romantic and sexual relationship with Site-redacted Human Resources in 2014, and later married in 2015, shortly before the designation of SCP-3080. When separated for extended periods of time, -1 and -2 become increasingly desperate to interact with each other, and exhibited anomalous strength and endurance when attempting to reunite. After -1 and -2 declared their relationship, any person who spent a significant amount of time interacting with them exhibited consistent changes in mood or personality. Among these were an intense romantic attraction to either the -1 or the -2, and disdain for and jealousy of the other, sometimes accompanied by violent urges. The choice of one or the other was typically, but not always, consistent with the subject's prior romantic preferences. Aromantic individuals apparently chose at random. While some subjects also expressed sexual attraction to -1 or -2, it was comparatively rare, and not believed to be correlated with the anomalous properties of 3080. Likewise, -1 and -2 did not exhibit any anomalous strength or endurance when only prevented from engaging in sexual activity, given that they were permitted to speak with or see each other for at least 90 minutes per day. -1 and -2 were also the focal point of several events which, while not impossible, are generally considered very unlikely, especially given their unusual frequency. These are summarized in document 3080-A. So, a few of the activities that had to do with SCP-3080-A. In 2014, shortly after they declared their relationship, a man named Peter Redacted contacted -2, claiming to be its long-lost twin brother. Further investigation has proven that Mr. Redacted was indeed who he claimed to be. After a relatively short time, he began making romantic and sexual advances on -1. So this is -2's twin brother is now macking on -1. -1 refused these advances, but they did not deter Peter Redacted. Eventually, -1 filed a restraining order on Mr. Redacted. He later died in an automotive accident shortly after having explicitly written -1 and -2 out of his will. It was later discovered that Peter Redacted had a net worth in excess of $100 million USD. Interesting. 2 months after the above incident, one Taryn Redacted, a college roommate of -1, began expressing romantic interest in -2, and quickly cut off all contact with -1. It was soon discovered that Ms. Redacted had begun stalking -2 with a camera, taking several hundreds of pictures of it without its knowledge or consent. She was arrested and later tried and found guilty of 1 count of felony stalking. Oof. Next up, -1 was kidnapped while shopping at a local grocery store. The kidnapper requested 10 love letters from -2, delivered via dead drop on 10 separate occasions as ransom. -2 initially complied, but -1 managed to subdue the kidnapper, one Arnold Redacted, and turn him over to local authorities. Mr. Redacted had previously been a co-worker of -2 at Site Redacted. Notably, he was believed to be heterosexual and hetero-romantic, but still expressed interest in -2 over -1. He was amnesticized in accordance with protocol, then turned over to local authorities. -1 was unharmed. Final log. On the day of -1 and -2's wedding, Peter Redacted entered a church with a shotgun and ordered the priest and wedding to stop the ceremony. They complied, and he described how he had faked his own death, then went on to describe his romantic feelings for -1 in great detail. Due to -1 and -2's employment as researchers, several Foundation agents were in attendance. They subdued Mr. Redacted, with no harm to any civilian or Foundation personnel. The ceremony was then completed without further incident. After this all occurred, the researchers submitted themselves as SCPs, as clearly something was amiss in their situation. Now, it is unfortunate to say that in the following interview log, we discover that one of our researchers has, in fact, fallen for the anomaly. The researcher leaves the interview log, goes to the separate containment chamber for the secondary anomaly, and shoots them, killing them. At this point, the remaining spouse, I think the term I would best liken it to is hulked out on the murderous researcher. Just desserts, but a tragedy in the end. And, you know, love, comical, cosmic craziness, and then a tragic ending. That is how a standard Foundation love story basically goes. Wouldn't you agree? But SCP-3080 is a great article. If you have not read it, give it a full read. Give it a upvote if you enjoy it. Let me grab the donations that have come in and some Q&A before I move on to the next one. Drowsy, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am certain they feel loved on this Valentine's Day because of it. FNAF Kid Gamer 1987, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a popsicle on your way past the commissary. What happens if I told you SCP-682 and SCP-999 are brothers? Well, that is a very common theory for some among the Foundation staff. I'm not certain of it, there's no proof, but a lot of people believe it, so that's between them and their headcanons. Figurative, metaphorical headcanons, not literal headcanon. You get me. Zaliard42, good number in your name. Thank you for your 3 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. And you said, puppy. Yes, there was, in fact, a puppy. A very good girl, the sweetest pumpkin. Phil November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some heart-shaped Rice Krispies treats on your way past the commissary. We may be cold and distant, but we still have hearts. We wouldn't die in the dark if we didn't love our fellow man. Unlike the MAGA chuds, fuck ice. Preach, Philip November. Preach. Plus, they just make our work so much more difficult. With the chaos that the American government is going through, we have a lot less resources in strategizing with handling how we do our subterfuge within the American government. It's hashtag cleft for president. Pimp Demon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chocolate-covered strawberries on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, you got a love letter which says, ha ha ha, ha 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 ba, from Celestial Toymaker. Sorry, CT, I'm just not that into you. It's not how I roll. Lil Ghost, thank you for sending a flower to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they find it very pretty. 953, thank you for sending a floating heart. I am sure the Containment Hazard Assessment team feels loved. Prime Minos, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cider on your way past the commissary. Great work pretending to hate hearts so he could sneak into the Chaos Insurgency base and blow it up. Anyway, can he be put back in his cell, please? He's freaking me out. Are we talking about Heat's Flamesman? I haven't seen Heat's Flamesman today. How much do you want to bet that Dr. Weddles got catfished today? Well, this would be like rigging the prediction market, because it was me who catfished Dr. Weddles today. Should have seen the look on his face. He was so excited, and then he was so sad. Prime Minos, thank you for donating again to say, yup. Okay, good. We're talking about the same person. Well, yes, please contain the anomaly. Please. Please. By the way, I'd like to say that I'll be buying a Site 42 mug for my own birthday. Thank you, Dr. Sherman. Oh, intern Skelly, thank you for your generosity and support of the channel, and happy birthday to you, and enjoy your mug. The Site 42 logo that we have is so cool. I commissioned it right about 7 or 8 years ago from a friend of mine who did tattoos, and I did not know what his skill set was for the channel, for YouTube banner and all that. But God, he knocked it out of the park with the colors and the design, the digitization. It's some sweet stuff. Dr. Moonston, our time check is we are 20 minutes into this stream with approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes left. Not a Chaos Insurgency Spy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Nutella crepe on your way past the commissary. Donation, I won't be sending as much, broke my wrist. Oh my, well, I'm sorry to hear about your wrist. Say hi to medical for me, get yourself splinted up, and bring some snacks for the medical crew. As I said, Head Medical Officer Patricia's passing is hitting them pretty hard, which it makes sense. She was a pillar of Site 42 staff. Furthermore, never worry about not donating as much to Site 42 as you can, because we all have hard times. I would hate it if you donated yourself to a point where it caused you monetary harm. And so remember that if you can donate, that's great, and we appreciate the help. If you can't, you can more than make up for it in engagement. Liking our videos, commenting on them, as well as the SCP content creators we support, because that's what Mobile Task Force Site 42, codenamed Sigma Boosters, is all about. Philip November, thank you for donating again to say, I want to commission Dr. Entertainment to make something for some self-love, Single Gang Unite. When you say, make me something for some self-love, be careful with how you mean those words. On this of all days, be careful how you mean those words. We would not want you to end up with something similar to SCP codename Steely Dan, or codename Dildos Have Dreams Too, for instance. 369 Destroyer, you are correct. Dr. Entertainment does not need to make anomalous adult toys, but that doesn't mean... thankfully, Entertainment focuses mainly on children's toys, so the likelihood of that is very low, but it's not 0%, so... Real Heats Flamesman. Oh, we were just talking about you. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a charcoal briquette on your way past the commissary. I also want to be put in my cell again. Well, that's perfect. Please report to your cell, and you and SCP-457, the man on fire, can have a nice conversation. Requesting conversation to 682 for Valentine's Day. Absolutely denied. I don't know why you would think I would approve that. Not a chance in hell. Oh, God, no. Oh, 729-J. What the hell are you doing here? Thank you for your first donation. Grab yourself a charcoal briquette to set yourself on fire on your way past the commissary. How many sub-SCP are there? What do you mean sub-SCP? I don't know what you mean by that. I need you to clarify. Also, Dr. Nile is mean. Well, to you, that's because I approve that feeling. Also, Intern Herrera, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. SCP Secret Laboratory just announced they are adding SCP-953 to the game. Never heard of it. Can you give a rundown? Well, good for SCP Secret Lab and intern Adamant. SCP-953 is actually quite a simple anomaly. It is a kumiho, which is similar to, but not, a kitsune. And make sure you don't make that mistake with an earshot of said kumiho, or you will get got real bad. It's very tetchy about that distinction. But the entity is essentially, in its natural state, a female red fox, about 8 kilograms in weight. But it has 9 tails, rather than just the one. It also has shape-shifting abilities that can turn itself into objects and entities, most commonly an attractive Korean woman. It will keep some fox-like aspects of ears, tail, paws, eyes, fur, voice, mannerisms while in this human form, which, as you can imagine, gives a lot of animation to the members of the furry community, very frustratingly. This is one of those anomalies that I do not care if it looks like an attractive woman. Do not try to fraternize with it. Oh, the Foxwalker says would. You have fox in your name. We know you would. But you won't. You would, but you won't, because it's against protocol. But yes, SCP-953 is universally dangerous to Foundation staff. If you think it's flirting with you, it's not. It's deceiving you in order to murder you. No one will be fraternizing with 953. You're not my dad. Well, based on how often the chat calls me a father figure or a zaddy, whatever that is, I don't know, I just might be your dad. I'm at least the dad of Site 42, so stop it. Intern Stampy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, 682 has escaped and is loose in England. Well, that is for the English branch of the SCP Foundation to clean up then. If they mucked up the transfer order, that's on them. Real Heat's Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say. Permission to ask for 2 cups of gasoline from 294. Permission denied, but we will have someone whose hand is not made of fire procure that for you. That is approved. We don't want to damage the machine. I saw a Ko-Fi notification. Let me get that before I forget it exists. Drowsy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, and thank you for making the effort to go to the Site 42 Ko-Fi. The Ko-Fi only takes 3% of your donation as a transaction fee, whereas YouTube takes a 30% cut of your donation. So especially with larger donations, we greatly appreciate it if you go the extra mile to go to the Ko-Fi to make your donation go that extra step of farness. So thank you for the effort. Grab yourself a strawberry milkshake on your way past the commissary. I made a white and dark chocolate covered strawberries for my coworkers today, if anyone wants them. Oh, that's delightful, and how kind of you. Funnily enough, my breakfast smoothie has been spiked with chocolate covered strawberries today as well. If you see me chewing my smoothie in confusion, that would be why. It is pretty good. Pretty good. Just a Factory, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Thank you for making the effort to go to the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a strawberry banana smoothie on your way past the commissary. Help my site's weekly blood drive today. Oh, very good of you. Very good of you. For the first time, my relief showed up on time. Ko-Fi also has a higher max character count than YouTube Super Chats. Oh, Well, isn't that nice? If you go to Ko-Fi for your donation, you're allowed to say more. How useful. Thank you for that extra sales point, Chest Factory. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say. Going on a date with 457 and I need a drink. Big smiles. Well, anomalies dating it's not the first time it's happened. And on this of all days, maybe I'm going to be nice about it. Some of the other site directors have mentioned that allowing anomalies to fraternize amongst themselves has led sometimes to less containment breach attempts. So perhaps I will let it slide. Zero. Thank you for your 9 months as an overseer here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service and your leadership to help us win the battle against the white names. Did we feed the grass that feeds on hopes and dreams? Is that where we are seeing more bummed D-class personnel? Yes, it is that time of year that we have to feed it. Thankfully, it's a little spaced out because, man, those D-class are a real bummer afterwards. Stampy, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, could SCP-294 make more of SCP-207? Let me double check what we got here. Pardon. Hmm. 207 refers to a crate containing 24 Coca-Cola branded drinks. Are these the ones that make you very, very hyper and then you die? Yes, if you drink too much of it, you will perish. The problem I believe you're going to have with this request? No, actually, I don't know that you're going to have a problem with that request. Yes, I do believe that 294 could generate more SCP-207. You would have to be very specific with your phrasing, though, to make sure you don't get just another Coca-Cola. Ender Wolf, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure it will inspire them to strive even harder to go for the silver or the gold. Dylan, thank you for sending a floating heart and a GG to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they both feel loved and proud of their good game. It makes them, I thought it takes them. Oates, you are correct. I misspoke. It could not generate more of it. It could simply teleport it from the bottle to the machine. My mistake. Why are you slacking off work? Intern infected, be careful with your tone. I am the site director of this damn site, and this is part of my daily work. These fireside chats with staff have led to far stronger situations. Work ethic, morale. This is part of the job of being a site director, is making sure your staff is well informed and well kept. Oh, interesting. Let me see this real quick. Oh, wow. Drowsy. I have not actually received many private messages on Ko-Fi before. I did not know that was a thing. And normally I wouldn't call out a direct message like this on stream for the sake of it, but you sent something that I think the chat deserves to see, which is delightful chocolate-covered strawberries on this day. These are very nice. I think you did good work. Now, I also saw a different Ko-Fi notification, which is what brought me over to the Ko-Fi. So let me make sure I don't miss that. Oh gosh. Intern Fahen. I never remember what your actual user handle is, because it's different than on Ko-Fi. So whether you're a member or not, I'm trying to remember who you are right now. But either way, thank you for making a donation to the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself some chocolate-covered strawberries on your way past the commissary. If I find a date tonight, I'll get some fondue. Ooh, I love a good cheese fondue. If it goes well, I'll give Cheesus, peeking around the door, a thumbs up for sacrificing part of himself. He loves us inside and out after all. Do not eat of Cheesus' body. Ugh. No. It's not going to do anything bad to you. Cheesus just gets so weird about it. Ugh. Do not do that for SCP-6542. It's just awkward. Real Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to ask. Okay, what Joker replaced a cup in 294 with 207? A cup in 294 with 207. Are you saying that someone brought you a cup of 207 instead of gasoline? That shouldn't have been what I suggested there. Could the ball that moves faster every time it bounces reach the speed of light? Well, intern Mini, assumedly. I would hope not. It'd be very hard to contain it if it did that. Now, continuing on with our stream subject. Another anomaly for the love, to feel the love. Another SCP. This is not actually an SCP, but this is a tale. And you knew it was coming. We cannot let a Valentine's Day pass without bringing up the banger. Literally. That is date night. Date night. Alvarez knocked on the open door and stepped into the office. You asked for me, sir? Dr. Gears looked up from the files on his desk, fixing his gaze on a young security guard. Yes, I've been trying to contact Dr. Clef all evening, but he's not answering his phone. I'd like you to locate him to make sure he's all right, and tell him I have something urgent to discuss with him. But, sir, it's Friday night, Alvarez said, suddenly uncomfortable. If you'll recall... Oh, I see. It's his... Yes. And he can't... He's left instructions that he's not to be disturbed under any circumstances. That's right, sir. Well, I suppose things can wait until tomorrow morning, then. Very well, sir. Alvarez left the office. In the ensuing tale, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to give you the byline. In this, date night for Dr. Clef is SCP-173. With a multitude of D-class around to make sure that 173 doesn't move. Oh, no. Not because 173 doesn't move. 173 would not snap Alto Clef's neck, apparently. Seemingly, I would say, due to Clef's reality sync nature, but more likely, it's because of the, quote, love they share. But the final tagline, Clef gives the man a strange look, a hint of an unhinged smile playing on his features. I just like it when people watch. Ooh, gives me the giblies every time. Intern Todd, while it is properly protocol to not fraternize with the anomalies, if you want to tell Clef, that's on you. I'm not doing it. Now, if we wanted to talk, maybe not about romantic love, like the first tale, SCP-3080, or whatever that is in date night, Desk would like to hand to you a tale of parental love. Not literally the same as Valentine's Day, but love is love. Love always wins. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. And so, a tale by the title, So Leave Yourself Alone, with trigger warnings, content warnings of suicidal ideation and attempts, be careful, is a tale of Clef comforting SCP-105, codename Iris, after an attempt of such. I'm not going to go very deeply into that because of the subject matter, but I will say, the rare instance of Clef not being an absolute bastard, and for those of you in need of possibly that same kind of comfort in dark times. So Leave Yourself Alone is the name of the tale, with content warnings. Don't ignore them. Now, popping back to get rid of that. Double check the tab. Fahen, okay, Philip November is Fahen. Thank you for donating to clarify that. I will continue to try to remember. It is simply just when there are different usernames, even when I think I know it, in the back of my head I gotta second guess myself. Hempter, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's containment hazard assessment team. I am certain they will feel the love this Valentine's Day. Dr. Sherman, may I have a pet rat? You know, SCP-049, that is something that has not disturbed me by you asking for it. So yes, I do feel like I can approve that. What if I got a black van and put an SCP label on it? Well, then you would probably have people photographing your vehicle and saying, oh my gosh, the SCP Foundation is here. Your vehicle will probably end up online. So be careful with that. I need a good-ass milkshake right now. Drowsy, you've made an important error, which is you did not put the hyphen in there. So I can't actually tell if you want a good-ass space milkshake or a good space ass milkshake. You really need to be more specific in your textual conversations, otherwise, gross. Phil November, thank you for donating again to say, I made Mom and me chia pudding. It's bland, but really good with maple syrup. Well, yeah, you gotta add something to sweeten it up after the fact, for sure. And hey, delightful. Dado Valentine stories. That is a good question. I don't know if Dado made a Valentine story. Let's look at Dado's home hub and see what we find. First of all, Dado is one of the funnier hub pages on the SCP database. If Wikidot will load, it's been a little slow today. You're not making my life easy, Wikidot. Page for what is Dado Hub is. Hello, you have reached Dado House of Fine Pharmaceutical, also Laundry and Tan.
Please also visit Dado's short-term loan and VHS rental store while in town. Yes, I am Dado, of course, purveyor of fine Dado business. Please forgive spelling error. Hamster is often walk about the keyboard and hamster. Oh, you are interested in catalog of valuable remedy? Yes, I show this to you. Dado has what fixes the ails in you. Please see catalog below. Sorry again for any misspells. Dado uppercase key broke. And so we have the discreet banana radiation pill kill you. I'm going to put this down. I went hard at the gym and my arms are aching, so I'm not going to hold this up the whole way. Pill for what make the old people horny. Ah, yes. The boner pill by Dado. We can call that a love one. Oh, Wikidoc, get your shit together. SCP-3929. Oh. Hello, silent follower. Thank you for ambushing me with cat ears. I'm sure the Containment Hazard Assessment team is having a mighty chortle about it. Yes, SCP-3929, codename Boner Pill by Dado, is supposed to be a pill for people with erectile dysfunction that can do what it says it does. But because Dado is the master of misunderstanding the prompt, Dado made a pill that when you take it, it actually ages you to a senior citizen and makes you horny. Intern Todd, remember, if you say Dado with a capital D at the beginning, Dado will come for you and force feed you the boner pill by Dado. Dado is only allowed to be spelled lowercase. It's the rules. What do we got otherwise here? We got the X-Lax pill, the sleepy pill, the laundry and tan place that isn't actually anomalous, the rabbit pill, energy drink, Dr. Playtime kit for the kiddos featuring Dr. Wondertainment Man. Oh my gosh, no. You come to Dado Go. Shark Inbox, Dado Burger and France Fry, Space Drive 2, Dado Universe Sales, Sea Good Pill, Herbie Fucker Fine Clown Entertainment, oh boy. Dado Computer Technology, Dado Text Payment by IRS, Mr. by Dado, Denotation Dolls, High Horsepower, Donut for Police, Fine Spiders by Dado, The Holy Book Not by Dado, Something in Language I Cannot Read, Mayor Poster Champagne, Better Tomorrow. There's a lot of Dado. Oh my gosh, that's too many Dados. But I'm going with Boner Pill being the romantic one. So there you go. You've got your romance by Dado. Is there a donut SCP? Intern Forex. There are multiple donut SCPs, including All Cops Are Buddy by Dado, SCP-5740, and the Challenger of Donut Taxes. I forget that Anomalies number, but the Challenger of Donut Taxes is a knight and a horse fully made out of donuts. Kind of looks like the Michelin Man. And it fights any politician that tries to put a tax on donuts. Literally in a joust. I feel like we should also bring up Ship in a Bottle. It's not fully aligned with the subject of today, just felt like mentioning. Oh, trust me. First of all, Philip November, thank you for the surprise orange. I did not see that coming. I'm sure the chat was very entertained. Secondarily, I do believe that the romance between Dr. Kondraki and Dr. Altoclef, as strange as it is quite aligned with love in the Foundation. Plus, it is between SCP Foundation staff members, which is not against protocol. Thankfully, someone who's not trying to fraternize with an anomaly. So, good times. Dr. Fraish, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a abandoned quiche on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. I'm merely wishing you a good day. Thank you for your contributions for and to the Foundation. Stay healthy and stay hydrated. Well, thank you kindly for the words of encouragement and the donation. Keep up the good work yourself. Researcher Wisp Bug, thank you for your 3 months. Researcher Rose Lady, I should say. thank you for your 3 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Researcher Rose Lady here. Happy Valentine's. And happy Valentine's to you, Researcher Rose Lady. The SCP-953 reveal trailer is pretty cool in only 60 seconds. Quick watch party? Sure, let's give a little shout out to SCP Secret Lab, a very active SCP game that is doing well. Love to see it. Just real quick, Silent Follower, thank you for donating a handful of multicolored hearts because love is universal. Wonderful messaging. Thank you for your generosity. Grab yourself a nice red velvet cupcake on your way past the commissary. Let's see, SCP-953, reveal trailer. SCP Secret Lab. All right, go to the Secret Lab Twitter. I think that'll be the fastest way to pull it off. Let's mute. All right, that'll take us over to pause there. Now push this back. Silence our ambience. Full screen. Hide the little advertisement bar. And let's go. So, this is why I continually tell people, I don't care if it's pretty, don't try and fraternize with it. I think that security footage makes my case quite thoroughly. Harumph, I say. Are you the person that made that floating hand spider thing? Technically, intern Lily, I did not make the floating hand spider video, I simply reacted to it. But it is, I guess, my reaction to that video that made it go super, super viral here. So, yes, I guess I am that guy. Nikki Knackle, you are correct. The like count is above the viewer count, 134 to 89. Since you guys have so adamantly hit that like button, the YouTube algorithm is being lashed and chained to our purposes. It is being forced to bring us fresh SCP Foundation interns who we can teach about the Foundation so that they can become the researchers, mobile task force captains, and overseers of tomorrow. So they can help us to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcast makers, etc. So, thank you for your support, Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename the Sigma Boosters. Who's Reggie, by the way? Reggie is another comedic plague doctor content creator. Our videos together were quite comical. Well, we have SCP-7165, an anomalous dating app. 369 Destroyer, we are actually lousy with anomalous dating apps. Not just SCP-7165, which hilariously is a dating app that tried to catfish one of our more, let's just say, grouchy site directors to humorous effect, even though it was not good to have her catfished by Vikander Need Technical Media. What's that one game where you get to date the SCP researchers? Dr. Frogman, I believe you are speaking about the Sisters of Cheyenne Point, which is SCP-69-J. SCP-069-J, the Sisters of Cheyenne Point, is the visual novel dating sim for the SCP Foundation staff. Furthermore, in the rare instance of an anomalous romance going well at the Foundation, I can also take you to SCP-5232, codename Roses in Her Eyes. This at a website called the.perfectdate.now was an anomalous dating website that we ran some tests with. It had the ability to turn abandoned buildings near you into extra-dimensional spaces. A warehouse contained a full theme park, for instance. But in testing the anomaly, by sending a couple of researchers on dates to check it out, they ended up falling in love, which was very sweet for them. And although it was a slight waste of Foundation resources, I think in the end, it was very nice for them, so we'll let it pass. That again is SCP-5232 if you want a good-hearted, nice Valentine's Day love story. Question, what's your favorite Thaumiel SCP? Sorry, I can't spell that. So, what I'm going to say is, first of all, Thaumiel is Thaumiel. Thaumiel. Secondly, what was secondly? Oh, to be funny about answering your question today, I'm going to say that my favorite Thaumiel anomaly is the Thaumiel safe component of SCP-Safe-J, codename Some Safes. All right, this one I am going to read in its entirety because it's quite short and it's going to be fun to see if I can do it without failing. Item number, SCP-Safe-J. Object class, Safe, Euclid, and Keta. Special containment procedures. The dangers and difficulties of the safe and unsafe aspects of SCP-Safe-J are still being determined. Please use your safest judgments when dealing with SCP-Safe-J-A, the safe component of SCP-Safe-J, SCP-Safe-J-B, the Euclid component of SCP-Safe-J, and SCP-Safe-J-C, the Keter component of SCP-Safe-J. Description. SCP-Safe-J is a set of 3 safes, all redacted brand safes, which are visually identical to each other. SCP-Safe-J-A is a safe. SCP-Safe-J-B is a Euclid safe, and SCP-Safe-J-C is a Keter safe. Whilst the safety of each safe is implied by its object class, whether safe or not safe, the practical safety of each safe is outlined below. The safe is safe for testing, and needs no extensive containment. The Euclid safe is safe so long as it's not near the Keter safe, in which case only the safe can return the Euclid safe back to safe. The Keter safe is never safe. Its in-progress containment procedures attempt to keep this safe as the safe, but the Keter safe will never be as safe as the safe or the Euclid safe. Current staff assigned to SCP-Safe-J safes are Dr. Safe, Dr. Euclid, and Dr. Keter. Dr. Safe is in charge of the safe, Dr. Euclid is in charge of the Euclid safe, and Dr. Keter helps with both the safe and the Euclid safe. the Keta safe is overseen by all three doctors. It takes the combined efforts of Dr. Safe, Dr. Euclid, and Dr. Keta to ensure that the Keta safe is as safe as Dr. Safe, and Dr. Euclid's Euclid safe. Recently, it's been found that macro-scale microwave emissions into Euclidean space by the Keta safe can heat up and thaw out food, drink, and other groupings of items that would be considered a meal. The meals thawed by the Keta safe's ability to thaw meals are designated SCP-Safe-J-D and can be used to keep the Keta safe, giving the thawed meals a thaw meal object class. Thaw meal thawed meals are safe to use on Dr. Safe's safe, Dr. Euclid's Euclid safe, and Doctor's Safe, Euclid, and Keta's unsafe Keta safe. The safety of the Doctor's Keta safe, Euclidean intrusion of macro-scale microwave emissions, and the safety of the thaw meal thawed meals by its ability to thaw meals have been confirmed to be safe, but not safe, by Dr. Safe, Dr. Euclid, and Dr. Keta. Safe to say, when all components of SCP-Safe-J are safely contained, Dr. Safe's safe, Dr. Euclid's Euclid safe, and Doctor's Safe, Euclid, and Keta's Keta safe, and the safe thawed meals caused by a safe, but not safe, macro-scale microwave emissions into Euclidean space by the Doctor's Safe, Euclid, and Keta's unsafe Keta safe, the whole entity of SCP-Safe-J is considered safe. Honestly, I can't believe that's not in my favorite SCPs list. SCP-Safe-J is goddamn hilarious. There is a recording of that tale on this page. It's from way back in the day, but it still holds up. SCP-Safe-J is back on this channel if you want to hear that again. Whew, fun anomaly. I feel like I'm weird for scrolling through a single channel for 2 hours, especially this channel. Not that this channel is bad or anything, just not something a sane person would binge watch, lol. Well, intern Skittles, here's the thing of it. The SCP Foundation is weird. It's weird. It's not normal. Do you see this lab coat? Who wears that? It's weird. So, yes, it is not weird, or it's inherently weird to like the SCP Foundation, so it's not inherently weird to binge it if you are already weird. Dr. Moonston, we are currently 1 hour into this stream with approximately 40 minutes remaining. Now, what we have not done today, and what we will now move on to doing, is after all, it is... Oh, wait a minute. First and foremost, Rose Lady, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a Wafa Thin Mint on your way past the commissary. This is why I prefer Dr. Gears. You know, if that was relating to date night, then I completely agree. Now, as I was saying, Valentine's Day is, in fact, a holiday. And because of that, we are able to very simply find a large amount of the anomalies that are related to it by checking out the SCP Foundation Holiday Hub, which I need to upvote finally, because it's a very useful tool. The Holiday Hub contains the SCPs categorized into their holiday that they are related to. So as we continue past Christmas to the Day of the Dead, Fiestas Palas, Halloween, Mid-Autumn Festival, Qingming Festival, or Qingming, the Swiss Carnival. Oh, it's Valentine's Day, in which we have SCP-4095, SCP-4674, 5129, 5136, 5385, 5498, 5659, and 6069. Then we go to the tails. Ooh, that's a bit of tails right there. And so we have the lovey-dovey tales, the group of... Oh, now Herman Fuller presents the Tunnel of Love. Oh, no. And then honorable mentions, 237-GE, and this other tale. Now, one thing I'll have you note, that somehow a lot of people don't understand. I don't know how they don't get this, but this is just my, Oh. Okay. Zeirdrin. Your names were together in the chat, that's why I made that mistake. Zeirdrin, thank you for pointing out that SCP-5659 is codename Deus Sex Machina. I didn't notice that. Yes. SCP-5659, codename Deus Sex Machina. They sure do like to get quirky with the code names. Chester Factory-DE, I believe, is Deutschland. German branch, if I'm not mistaken. International. Yeah, DE is the German branch. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. So, if you were to read SCP-2700-EX, which is one of my articles, and by far the highest rated of them due to the impact of the subject matter, one thing you will note in the evidence against researcher Perry, evidence of infractions, there is a note that some people, for some reason, overlook and don't seem to get, which is on February 14th, 2015, Area 12 security footage shows Dr. Perry leaving the 2700 ward, arrives at a men's restroom, exits the restroom while carrying a red heart-shaped box, and then returns to ward 2700. So why is that evidence of wrongdoing for researcher Perry? Well, it's because, if you're familiar with that situation, SCP-2700-EX, researcher Perry was fraudulently utilizing SCP Foundation resources in order to attempt to cure cancer because his wife had cancer. And during the course of that, he had snuck his wife into the Foundation as a mock D class to try and use anomalies to cure her cancer. This is obviously a Valentine's Day gift that he snuck into the facility to give to her on Valentine's Day. A lot of people were unfamiliar with a red heart-shaped box. They thought it was an anomaly. They thought it was like a cow heart or something. But no, it's just Valentine's Day. Returning to the chat, I see some activity going on over here. Intern, deal with it. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself some cupcakes on your way past the commissary. Can we work remotely if the site gets destroyed? Well, clearly, until we assign you to another site, yes. I ate Shinobu. Thank you for sending many floating hearts to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they feel exceptionally loved by those hearts. Intern Fugate, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. Well, back again, been a hot minute, but Chaos and Surgery will always and happily take you in. And again, but the question, all right, first of all, no, I will not be defecting anytime soon. You can stop asking. But the question is, do you know SCP-2212 and could you explain it? Well, off the top of my head, I do not remember what 2212 is. SCP-2212, off the codename Massive Data Corruption. Okay. I actually don't have a freaking clue what to do with this. Automated systems, put in a password, reset, links that go to other places. The first link had like a puzzle or something. What in tarnation is going on here? I don't have a freaking clue what this is. There's an interview. There's cross tests with multiple anomalies. I have no idea what's going on with that archival. I cannot explain it for a lick. That's crazy. Let me take a quick peek at the discussion and see if this is explained. This is an SCP puzzle hunt, inspired by such things as the MIT Mystery Hunt and its ilk. You solve the puzzle pages to gradually unlock parts of the main page. Here's the 5 puzzles. These may be solved in any order you like and are entirely independent of each other. Solving all 5 will make clear the puzzle in the description section. Don't worry, a much simpler one. And when that's solved, that will unlock the finale, which is in Twine and not yet done, but should be ready before anyone but a handful of people reach it. Note that you do not need to know anything about SCP to tackle these. You will need to read some SCPs for the cross-test puzzle, but this was written to be approachable even for people unfamiliar with the site. And so, yes, SCP-2212 is an anomalous mystery hunt if you want to do some puzzles. All right, returning to chat and refreshing it so I can see what's happening. Rave Haven, thank you for sending a Site 42 promotion to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I don't think anyone got... There it is. Intern German. Congratulations on being promoted by Rave Haven. If you are present, make sure to thank Rave Haven for their generosity. With SCP-3086 having the opening words of, "Have you heard the good word?" do you think it's safe to assume that the anomaly known as George is Mormon? Silent Follower, thank you for breaking my lost in thought train with cat ears. Oh, your timing is impeccable. Cannot be pecked by any birds. What was I saying? George. All right, this is actually very funny. Did I actually write that in there? I'm looking in the database right now, and I don't believe George says that. I don't believe George says, "Have you heard the good word?" I think you might be misconstruing something George said. I'm looking for draw something to see if they respond. In the meantime, Rave Haven, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as the gifted membership, as well as being a member yourself. Grab yourself some chicken wings on your way past the commissary. Happy Valentine's Day, random citizen. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Potato Z, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that will make them feel very loved on this Valentine's Day. Intern Fugate, thank you for donating again to say, passwords, Syncope, Daydream-like, and Remember. Don't ask how I got these. Also, do I still get the muffins? I don't know what those passwords are for. Also, yes, you may have muffins. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again just to say thank you that I complimented your comedic timing. Good work. Huh. Got a little chocolate stuck in my teeth. They are for 2020. Oh, don't spoil. Don't spoil. No spoilers for the puzzle. Ignore. Ignore that. If that's for the puzzle, no. Make them do the puzzle for real. Get in there. Puzzle. Do puzzle. Rave Haven. Thank you for donating again to specifically say Happy Valentine's Director, love your content. Well, thank you very much. That is certainly a kind of love that we can celebrate on Valentine's Day as well. Dr. Sherman, can 106 be my Valentine? What part of we don't fraternize with the anomalies don't you get? Furthermore, SCP-016 already has an OTP. It's Anna Scranton from the story Until Death, Fight Me. I have a win for my fitness journey. I can do a push-up now. One, but it still counts. Hell yeah, it still counts. Keep on going. Keep on getting stronger. Make it happen. The Foundation Fitness Initiative is here for you. You don't have to be the fastest researcher, just not the slowest. You got to be strong. You got to be able to give good hugs. You got to be able to lift furniture to help your friends move. You have to be able to properly wield soup for my family in case of emergencies. So yes, keep up the good work. Anna really lost standards after Rob died. Well, not died, melted. Hey, love can get through all things, including barbecue sauce. It's fine. It's fine. Can I eat the SCP Foundation staff? Only the D class. Intern John. First of all, it's Valentine's Day. That's not a Jesus holiday. Jesus loves you. Ah ha ha, Valentine's Day. But which Jesus loves us? Because there's 6 SCP Jesuses in containment. You got to pick a Jezi. Is it 3305, Bread Jesus? 029-J, Uber Driver Jesus? Is it 5991, Vor Jesus? Is it SCP-6542, Milk Jesus, aka Jesus? You saw nothing. Is it SCP-4477, Cockblock Jesus? Is it SCP-7966, Jim Davis, creator of Garfield Jesus? We are lousy with Jezi. You gotta pick one. You gotta be specific. Because honestly, there are some Jezi you really don't want the love from. Didn't you say you were planning a 106 movie? Intern Dinor. Yes, I do have an idea for an SCP-106 film I've talked about in the past. It's not in production. It's more of a ballpark outline of an idea that if I were to have the budget, it is what I would try to do because I think resource-wise, it would be fairly easy to pull off. Actually, the only problem would be the opening scene. Because the opening scene, I want an SCP 106 film. It's going to open with the SCP Foundation with SCP-106 breaching containment. And so you've got the staff, kind of like Cabin in the Woods looking place, the movie where it's just like the facility and all that. And they're talking, they're casual, we're in the break room, and the alarms start blaring because 106 breaks out. Then we get a hallway scene with 106 messing up the mobile task force on the way out of the facility, going through walls, melting people's faces, pulling them into the ground. I have a whole notes list with cool kills 106 could do. Intercut with that is some Mobile Task Force security guys carrying a D-Class towards the femur breaker. And once the D-Class finds out where they're taking him, he freaks the fuck out. He starts to fight the security guys. By the time they get the D-Class's femur broken, 106 has already exited the facility, has escaped. So then, we cut to a haunted asylum, mental institution, abandoned hospital, some sort of big abandoned building. And there's some ghost hunters who want to investigate the spooky place. And this is basically turning into an episode of Supernatural. They go in, but 106 is also there. And so the pitch for the rest of the movie is the movie Alien, but with 106. Hovering just out of sight, dripping acid on them, getting them one at a time, horror movie style. And when the final girl escapes right at the end, I haven't figured out why they're locked in. That's the one thing, is why don't they just leave? I haven't worked out, but that's always the horror movie conceit. We got to work on that. But once the final girl finally gets away, gets back to her motel, slumps back on the bed, breathing heavily, eyes closed. She opens her eyes. 106's face descends from the ceiling. Get her. End credits. The SCP after credit scene. The Foundation is cleaning up the hotel, amnesticizing the hotel owner, the motel owner. It's a dirty, rundown motel. And cleaning up the scene and recontaining 106. So, that is my pitch for a fairly low-budget SCP-106 movie. Because 106 doesn't have a whole lot of special effects outside the acid that we would have to do in a way that isn't actually acid. A pretty small cast except for the opening scene, but that's like the dream. That's like the dream for me for one of the things I want to make. I have a lot of dreams. I need a lot of budget and a lot of people, but that's what Site 42 is about. We're getting there. Check out Kidder Labs. They're working on a feature-length film. Intern British Goose, trust me, I'm in talks with Kidder Labs. We are working on that together somewhat. And so, yes, trust me. Site 42 staff is well aware of SCP Containment Breach of the movie. But can we say more? Yes. There needs to be more talk about Kidder Labs, and especially because their Kickstarter will be coming up soon, and we need to be ready to help that out. Especially because if we hit their stretch goals, then their partnership with Decentralized Pictures, i.e. the nonprofit film production group run by the Coppola siblings, they are going to fund other people's short films on top of the one they're making. So we can get a lot of bang for our buck on that Kickstarter once it happens and if we succeed. So be ready, Sigma Boosters. When that glove drops, we better be ready to go to the races. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say, could you be my Valentine? Well, I am your boss, and it's a conflict of interest, but in a very friendly handshake, yes, Valentine, then sure. In the I gave you a Valentine's card, as I gave them to other staff members way, yes. I do not need HR on my tail here. 369 Destroyer, thank you for donating, I think for the first time today, as well as being a member, so grab yourself a deviled crab on your way past the commissary. Memories of dropped pens are just a cognitohazard. That is correct. No one saw anything like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Intern Ender Wolf, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they are well motivated for going to the silver and gold, yet still feel rewarded for making it to third place. Dr. Sherman, why is my helicopter's fuel tank low? I refilled it yesterday after a test flight to check if it's full. I would imagine, in that case, I mean, your Flamingo Corps troops, the 1507s, have very sharp legs they stand on. It is highly punctual. One of them leapt into a bad position where its spine went through the grates of the helicopter and punctured the fuel tank. I would not be shocked with how many flamingos you put in that helicopter. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say, yes, that's what I meant, platonic. Very good. Glad we're on the same wavelength. Hey, Dr. Sherman, if Jason Voorhees looks at 096, who would win? Intern Dominic. Jason has been Jason is fairly strong and durable, but do I think 096 has the edge on this when it comes to durability and attack? They are just tough boys with sharp blade. 096 is a lot faster than Jason, but not much of a strategist. And although Jason isn't actually that bright, does have some creative kills and some interesting formats there. It's a really close match. What do you guys think? Because pure speed gives it 096, but the not so much thinking makes it difficult against Jason, who, while not as fast, can actively plan and choose moves rather than just acting on instinct. Bushy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot cocoa on your way past the commissary. They hit Site 17. Oh, God. Who hit Site 17? With what? What's the damage? What's the sitch? Desk in the back channels is hypothesizing that 096 has the edge on Jason. Jason has a response rate and teleportation, but one good hit from 096, Jason is dead before respawning anyways. 096 has strength, but Jason's TP, what is TP? Makes it tricky. It's one hit versus 100, 096 wins hands down. If 106 is at an asylum, maybe when some patients see it, they try to escape the facility, prompting the doctors to lock the doors before the holders of the key is taken out. So do you want this to be in an active asylum? I mean, my plot was they were ghost hunters going to an abandoned asylum. So the doors would have to be locked from somewhere else. Ah, okay, Desk, you said teleportation is TP. Gotcha. And really, Jason's teleportation is only off-screen teleportation. So it's not like Jason is going to be bamfing like Nightcrawler during the fight. That's not typically a strategy that Jason uses. Jason dies and comes out of hell forgetting the face of 096. It's confirmed he did that. Well, yeah, if Jason, I guess, completely forgets the face, it's not in the recesses of the mind at all, then possibly. Intern Skittles. The Jason we were talking about is from the Friday the 13th horror film series. Hockey Mask Machete Man. Yo, never seen you live. I love your videos. Well, intern Martatron, thank you for joining us for your first stream on this, the 10-month anniversary of our daily streams, because we have been streaming every day for the last 10 months. The streak remains strong. Getting to that 1-year anniversary one way or another. Plague Doctor, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure this will inspire them to strive for even higher heights, the silver or the gold. Dr. Sherman, what is a mimetic hazard? A mimetic hazard is a piece of information that once it reaches your brain, bad things happen to your brain. It is believed that there are ways to hack the brain using information because your brain is like a computer, it contains data. So certain viruses for computers can be akin to mimetic hazards for your brain. info that can harm you, as intern Grady says. Intern Peter Griffin, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. We do have a vast supply of chicken men, SCP-3199, for you to have comical battles with. I look forward to seeing the footage. Dr. Sherman, I checked everywhere on the helicopter. There aren't any puncture marks. Oates, my next question is, have you checked the security footage then for the motor pool? Or I guess the airstrip in this case. Bushy, thank you for donating again to say, they hit Site 17 with a GBU-43B Moab thermobaric weapon. Who did? I'm not hearing any alarm bells on this. Are you sure of the correct target? Where are you getting this information from? Interesting. Wait a minute. No, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. That is not what I needed. I don't know what even is SPC-096. Intern Grady, I'm looking at the Shark Punching Center's database right now. They do not seem to have an SPC-096 in containment. They have multiple other anomalies, but that's not one of them. Bushy, thank you for donating again to say, Chaos Insurgency did it. The Chaos Insurgency has a Moab thermobaric weapon. What? That is way above their pay grade. They are a guerrilla group. They have some interesting anomalies to fight with, but they're not dropping bombs. What are you talking about? Your universe is scary if that's true. I said it as a joke response to someone saying something about SPC. I see. Very good. I feel like SPC-106 would be a shark that swims in barbecue sauce. That would be funny. Also, I like how when trying to talk about SPC to make a joke, you accidentally wrote SCP properly. So, that is funny in its irony. Yo, what could possibly be the purpose of joining the SCP facility? Intern D2, obviously you are joining the valiant effort to protect humanity from the anomalous and the supernatural. So, clearly, it is important work that we do here. Come on. Furthermore, time check. We are 5 to 10 minutes from the end of stream, people. We are coming down to the end. So get your last questions in while you can. Plague Doctor, thank you for sending the Containment Hazard Assessment team a happy poop. I'm sure it will cheer them up. If an immortal SCP looked at 096 and SCP couldn't teleport, erase memory, or do anything to mess with 096's memory, what would the outcome be? Intern Person, we had SCP-682 look at 096's face. So this is basically setting up what you're talking here, and the result was quite clear. 096 tried to scratch up and kill 682, but it could not succeed because of 682's regeneration. At a certain time, 096 stopped attacking 682 and had a quasi-mental breakdown because it couldn't destroy what had seen its face. It then stopped trying, and we returned it to its containment cell. Intern Sagebrush and Intern Rifle, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Sherman, do you like SCP Fragmented Minds? Intern Daily, I did play that here on the channel. You can see the videos and the full streams if you want to watch the long play. But what I played through, I enjoyed. Intern Rifle, Intern Spinchatch, I do not choose the names these people choose for themselves. Their username is Rifle, so Intern Rifle. Hey, Dr. Sherman, what should we do with the few who want to fraternize with the SCPs? Stop them. Chastise them. Bully them until they stop. Hey, Dr. Sheepman, not my name. Do we just get amnestics and thrown into the street when we're fired quit, or do we disappear mysteriously? Also, is the FSD considered canon? I don't like their depictions. So A, if it's on the SCP database, it is part of canon. However, since the canon is large and contradictory, you are free to choose which anomalies or stories you do not want to be canon to your own internal headcanon of the SCP universe. For instance, the proper canon backstory of SCP-106, a tale called The Young Man, I'm just not a fan of it as much as I am as the alternate backstory from Until Death. And so despite the fact that 106 and The Young Man were both written by Dr. Gears, I prefer Until Death as a more interesting backstory relating to 3001. So, I see the Council's decision, but since it's a stupid-ass decision, I've decided to ignore it. And, so when you say amnestics and thrown in the street when we fired or quit, it depends on how your service was. If you did a good job, you might be set up with a good job on the outside. You'll still be amnesticized, but you'll be set up with a good job, retirement, situation on the outside, versus someone who's just getting bagged and dumped because they were a problem. Intern Bacon Boy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Kevin, or Researcher Kevin. I'm not sure if you're an intern or a researcher, actually. Just Kevin. Thank you for sending a torch to light the Containment Hazard Assessment Team's way, and a bronze medal to inspire them to go to greater heights for that silver or gold. And Sleep Deprived Dragon of the Night, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they're feeling the love this Valentine's Day. SCP-55 story, please. Intern Cone, we don't have a 55. What are you talking about? Dr. Sherman, how much of the Site 42 budget have you used to make a singular tree scream? I plead the fifth. Dr. Sherman, please respond. We are literally swimming in shark plushies. Don't say that publicly. The Shark Punching Center might hear you. Unless you want them to hear you. Do you need them punched? Because the Shark Punching Center will oblige. Hey, Dr. Sherman, which is your most favorite docile anomaly? I wish to learn more about their behavior. Also, I think for today I'm going to say SCP-3092, the guerrilla warfare anomaly. 3092s are very sweet boys. That'll be my answer for today. Dr. Sherman, any new data on SCP-002? I need to update my logs. Intern Noah, I haven't seen any updates to the SCP-002 log. Are you expecting an update? Its last edit was August 2nd. That is the most August 2nd of 2025 is the most recent update to that anomaly. And similarly, they just added the tag body horror. Okay, Site42 staff, we are officially at the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But I'm not going to tell you my favorite SCPs, the ones I personally wrote. That would certainly be cheating, narcissism even. But I will tell you that if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I've personally written, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And while you're at my author page, one tab over, you can see a list of links. Links that a lot of people ask about. They want to find them, but they just don't look hard enough. It's very sad for them. But not for you guys, because you guys in the Containment Hazard Assessment team are smart enough to find those links. And because of that, you'll make your way there, you'll find those links, you'll be able to become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member to support us monthly, or a Ko-Fi and a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time, or purchase our wonderful sponsored merch, such as the Reservoir Docs t-shirt, or the Foundation Fitness Initiative t-shirt. Anytime you are supporting Site42 monetarily, you are helping us to keep the lights on for myself and the rest of the staff, so we appreciate it greatly. And if you cannot donate because you're part of the broke gang, don't you fret. We know starving artists exist. We are an arts community. We are surrounded by them. But because you guys who are in the broke gang watch our videos and streams, like, share, subscribe, comment, not just for us, but for the SCP projects we support, the SCP films that are getting made, the animations that are getting made, all of that stuff for supporting the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcast makers, etc. That makes you an honorary member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename the Signal Boosters, and it's thanks to your support that we are able to get bigger and better SCP projects in the world. So we thank you greatly for your service. Now, Intern Boy, thank you for your subscribing to Site42. Welcome to staff. Silent Follower, thank you for sending an assortment of floating hearts and flowers to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure the love is being felt by the chat. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one's a rough read. There's a bit of an unrelated question, but how do people send gifts during live streams? Are there any requirements for it? Asmara Khan, you must go to your YouTube settings and turn on the thing that allows you to purchase these gems and jewels in order to gift them to streamers. And so you purchase your gifts from YouTube, and then you can deploy them during streams. It's just another form of monetization to support creators you enjoy. Now, Site42 staff, this has been another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. You know what? Someone said it in the chat, and they inspired me. So this is for you. You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say I want it that way, but we are two worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when you say I want it that way. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. The credit song is I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff. Happy Valentine's Day. And as always, secure, contain, protect.